Hello, Council. My name is Jackie McGuire. I'm a Marana resident. I am also an AI data center and cybersecurity expert and research analyst. For the first 15 years of my career, I was an economist and a securities broker and registered investment advisor. One thing I find curious that Beal hasn't mentioned is that they're a subsidiary of a company called Blue Owl. They are publicly traded, OWL. Blue Owl is currently involved in a class action lawsuit for securities fraud for making material misstatements about their liquidity and the status of their financials. So let's start with that. Now let's talk about the AI bubble. We're talking about two potentially 750 megawatt data centers. The cost to construct and then put the components in those data centers will be approximately $120 billion. This is being funded primarily with private equity and debt that's being hidden from public company balance sheets from companies like Meta, Amazon, Google, and OpenAI. The result of this is that these things do not show up as debt on those public companies' balance sheets. They show up as equity assets. We have no way of really knowing how much debt exists. The chips that go into these data centers last approximately 18 to 24 months, although they're depreciated over 5 years. This is kind of like painting the Golden Gate Bridge, which means that as soon as you're done installing all of those racks, you go back to the beginning and you begin upgrading those racks, creating billions of dollars worth of e-waste that this community will have to figure out how to service. And that's on top of the interest alone for the loans to build these data centers. This is a financially unsustainable project. I have been a resident of this town for almost 15 years. I had my children here. I'm raising my children here. The town has done a phenomenal job of creating public spaces where people want to come out of their houses and socialize. I do not want an eyesore that by the end of 2029 will end up as an empty building with no consumers for that capital, with no way to fund the debt that has been taken on to construct this data center. And for what it's worth, I make a living on cloud computing. This AI bubble bursting is going to materially impact my ability to pay my mortgage, and I will have to pivot. I don't want that for the entire town of Marana. This is a terrible idea, and I'll be back next time to talk more about the actual components.
Thank you.